Hello, y'all. Welcome to Real Talk Live with Arnette D. Love. And of course, we have Lisa with us. And don't worry about what time it is. We told you 2-ish. So we are here with you today. And our topic is single female parents. That's how we want to keep it. I don't want to talk about the male parents today. I want to talk about the single female parents because I was listening to something the other day and I will hear the lady say that she find herself overcompensating for her kid's father not being in their lives, and it just reminded me of when I hear women say, I'm the mama and the daddy. Okay, I'm gonna give y'all my opinion about that, but I'm gonna let Lisa speak on that first. So Lisa, what do you think about first with single female parents?
I think with single female parents is when they have the children to themselves, they feel like they have to take on both roles, because when Mother's Day come around, you got Father's Day come around, they feel that they're filling those shoes. I mean, if they're doing all the teaching, even if they got boys, they feel like they're the father because of the fact they got to teach them how to grow, or how to have manners or how to do this. I mean, you can't knock that though.
I can't knock it. I'm going to.
I know you would.
You are a parent. You're the parent, so you're supposed to teach them things. You're supposed to teach them the best way that you can on what they're supposed to do as far as being respectful, taking care of themselves, taking care of the houses, taking care of their business and all that, how to treat women and all that, as far as you know. But you cannot think like a man. And I do not believe in telling my kids that I am their mother and their father. Never, ever will I tell my children that or try to teach them that I am not their father. I really can't teach them how to be a man. That is why I allow my kids to be around other men in the community, other men that are doing things, men that have been where they've been. They can, I guess the word is they can relate to what they're going through. But as a woman, I cannot relate to everything that my children are going through because I have 2 boys and I cannot relate to how they feel about being told what to do from just a woman. I do know that a lot of times, even when you are a single parent female, your kids don't want to listen to you because you're a woman, or you're spoiling them so much that they feel like they can get over on all women. That is when the man comes in and shows them, hey, you this, and this, and this. I can't do that. And I'm woman enough to say, I am not a mother and a father. I am just a mother. Go ahead.
You may not have a man out there that would, first of all, be willing to step into that role. And then with this generation now, it's hard to do that because they talk back or so.
You're making excuses.
I'm not making excuses
because there are men on every corner that are willing to do that, and then they have programs.
Some on them corners ain't doing the right thing.
But you have programs that you can enroll your child into where these men are specifically dedicating their time for that. They still had the Big Brother programs. Yeah, I mean, you have to check these people out and everything.
Okay.
And that's fine. I mean, I'm law enforcement over 15 years. I know what you got to do. Yeah, you check them out.
Yeah. Okay.
And everything, and you see how it works with your child. But there are men that are here for that. You got men that can't even have children of their own, so they will be glad to mentor a young man. You have these, matter of fact, you have these grassroots organizations that I love to reference that have been through some stuff, and they will love to mentor your child so that your son won't go down the same road that they're going down. I mean, you can't always be afraid of somebody's past because people do change. I changed. My past wasn't the best, and I changed, and look at me. I'm just saying, if you really want your child to be influenced, okay, in a manner that you can't influence them in, you will find a way.
Okay, here's my thing though. If I was to look at the big picture, and I put myself in a single mother spot,
Well, you were at one time.
But I was insecure, so I didn't trust anyone. I wouldn't have trusted them. You know, I had to learn to trust someone. You understand what I'm saying?
And I get that. I mean, it's to each his own. You can, like with me, I ain't trust nobody either with my child. And that's why I remained single until they got grown. Well, the one is 17, so after he gone, it's gonna be booed up. But right now, I didn't trust nobody with my kids. But those football coaches, I was right there. Those basketball coaches, I was right there. Baseball, I was there. They knew that they had a mother that they can turn to if they had any issues. But I still allowed them to be around other men in those capacities, even soccer.
But you was there watching.
Yeah, I was not the whole time. Now I ain't watched during all the practices and all that stuff. I mean, I gave him a leeway to where he can, talk to my son and influence my child. Just like when I went to the school, I think it was last week, and the coach told my youngest, "You're not the McSwain I grew up with." I'd be crazy, right? But he was just letting him know, I watched you from being a freshman on up to being a senior, and you're changed, but you got to remember your values. This is what he was telling him. And I was standing at the desk, and I just, kept my back turned while he got everything he wanted to say out. But the whole time my child was growing up in that school, this coach was watching him, mentoring him, calling him, making sure that, he was on the up and up, reporting to me, I got him, Miss Swain, blah, blah, blah. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about take your kid and just give your kid over to anybody. I am talking about when you have men in your life, men placed in different capacities to be able to help you raise your child. It still takes a village, and if you don't choose to use your village, a lot of times your child is going to be messed up. I'm not saying all the time. I'm saying a lot of times. We as women tend to be cuddling, we cuddle our kids and we cuddle our boys for some reason, and I'm a cuddler. Those are my babies. You see what I'm saying? That's where I'm wrong at already. They're my babies, but they're grown. My oldest son is gonna be grown, my youngest gonna be grown. My oldest is almost 30. He's still my baby. You see what I'm saying? Men don't look at him like that anymore. Yeah, that's my son, but he's a man, and this, that, and the other. You see what I'm saying? So when you don't have that around them, all they know is what you do. Mama take care of me. Mama pay the bills. Mama give me money. Mama this and that. And guess what? They're going to grow up a man thinking that the woman going to take care of him. She going to make it happen. She going to give him money. I mean, not all of them, but you don't want to be the one that your son is there, that your son is doing that. You want a son that's responsible. Okay, so stop saying you their mama and their daddy. You may take care of them, and you may take care of them very well, but they still need a man in their lives, whether it be the grandfather or an uncle. They need a good man to mimic. They need a good man to mimic. Somebody's going to say, listen, hey, you can't depend on your mama. You can get out there and cut that grass. See, my son said, I'm telling y'all from his spirit, my son didn't have to cut grass. I had a grass man. I had a yard man, because I'm so worried about them going out there getting hurt. I'm so worried about the lawnmower turning on my child. You know what I'm saying? I'm worried to death about them doing things that they should be doing. When they got older and I needed them to do it, they looking at me like, we ain't never done this before. So now I got to go out there and show them how to do it. Why? Because I didn't allow the man that asked me, let them go out with me while I cut this grass and stuff. I didn't allow them to go help. You see what I'm saying? So I had to go teach them. Luckily, my mother did all that stuff. See, I didn't have to do it as a child. That's why I would quit to get me a yard man. I'd get a cook and a cleaner too, a maid too, if I had the coins. I'm just saying, because my mom did everything. She did the yard, she did cut grass, she raked leaves, painted. Oh God, did she paint? Y'all, one time we came home, Mama had painted fruit all over the kitchen. I mean, we had oranges, we had bananas, we had grapes, we had apples. Mama had painted everything on the wall. Whatever she thought that would make us eat that fruit, she'd be buying. She painted it on the wall, baby. But that's the kind of stuff that my mom did. I didn't do that. I didn't have to do that. I was spoiled. I didn't have to cut grass. I didn't have to. Only thing I had to do is clean that house. I better have that house clean from top to bottom by the time she got home. And sometimes because I had a sister and brother, I had to clean that house twice, you know, before she got in that door. Now, if that house won't clean when she got in that door, baby, it was going to be hellfire. I'm just going to tell you like that. But I'm a girl, okay? But I watched my mom do the yard work. I watched her do the things that, you know, was particularly dedicated to the males, you know what I'm saying? But I was able to show my kids, you know, and I was in the military too. Even though I didn't do much of anything in the military when it came to outdoors, I knew how to do. I could put a tent up with my eyes closed. I learned how to do everything I needed to do just in case I had to show my soldiers, because I believe in leading by example, okay? So you need to know how to do it, but not necessarily always do it. Okay, go ahead.
But see, your mom still took on both roles because she taught you how to be
my
loved.
mother never said she was my father. My mother, what I'm trying, you got, no, you got to get to, don't change what the point that I'm trying to make. My mother never said she was my father. She may have did both roles, but you got women out here today that say I'm the mama and the daddy. Okay. I'm the mother and the father. Do not you do what you want to do.
Some single women that don't, their children's father could be passed on, or so, you know, and they take on both the roles and they consider themselves that, you know, you can't knock that.
You're not getting it. You're not getting it. You shouldn't consider yourself the mama and the daddy. You should just be the parent. You're the mother. You're the mother. Be the parent. Whether it means teaching them some things that deceased father would have taught them, do that. But you're not the mother and the father. Yes, don't teach them that.
Okay.
I mean,
I got you. I'm with you now.
I'm just telling you guys how I feel. This is my opinion. It's my show. You stop kicking my camera. You can do whatever you want to do. Don't hate me. I'm just telling you that we should not teach our kids that we are their mother and their father. We are their parent. So we're going to teach them everything to help them be progressive in life, of course. Yeah. But I am my son's mother.
I got you. Because you go to school and they say, well, what's your father's name? My mother says she's my father. You know, so I got you.
Yeah, that is what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about doing the roles that will be done by the male in the family if he was there. I'm talking about I'm the mother and the father. I am not my son's father. I make it perfectly clear. I am not your daddy. Matter of fact, have you called your daddy? Have you texted your daddy? You know, when the last time you spoke to your father? You know what I'm saying? And so, and they don't like it because kids feel when they're with their mama, they feel that the daddy should reach out to them all of the time, especially boys. It's a male thing. It's an ego thing. They should reach out to their father all of the time. The daddy feeling like I'm taking care of him. I'm this. I'm sending him this. I'm sending him that. He can call me. I'm working. You see what I'm saying? And the boy said, he ain't called me. I got to call him. This is what goes on in my house. I don't know what goes on in your house, but this is the conversation I got. I got the boy saying all this stuff and this and that. I tell the daddy what he's saying, and the daddy said, he not getting ready to worry me. I'm not getting ready to fall into that trap with him. He ain't my only son. They all act the same way. They going to learn the hard way. This is what he's saying. And so I'm like, you hurt your daddy's feelings. Well, how you hurt my daddy's feelings? Because I told him what you said. Well, why you told me? Yeah, I told him what you said. You talked all that trash. I told him what you said. Now call your daddy, y'all talk. So the thing is, I push having a relationship with the father. You know, if he's willing to have a relationship with the child. But if he's not, guess what? I made sure that the child. Y'all, we got guests in here for real today. I made sure that the child knows who his father is. That he knows he has a father. You know, he not going to school and say, I ain't got no daddy. You ever heard them kids go to school and say, I ain't got no daddy? Mm-hmm. Or go to church and say, I don't have no daddy. Not my kids. They might not live with their father, but they know they got one. You know, I'm just saying, you know, what went on between me and the father has nothing to do with the kid and the father. I ain't telling y'all how to run your business. I'm telling you how I run mine. What goes on between the kid and the father has nothing to do. With me and the father has nothing to do with the kid and the father.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm with you now.
So
I'm with you now because you got some single women that'll go. You ain't got no daddy. I am
yeah.
your daddy. I got you. I'm with you now.
Yeah, you use it as a mechanism of revenge.
I got you.
And that's not fair. It's not fair at all.
Right.
See, my mother, even though my father may have not been the best father in the world, but he did love us. We know that. He loved us. He loved us. He might not have been the best, but one thing for sure, two things for certain, my mama never talked about him. Never talked down to him. And when I disrespected him, I'm all, well, at that one time, she didn't kill me. Right. She didn't kill me. But she let me know that that is not acceptable. And it won't go happen in her house.
And that's what a real woman does.
Because that was her husband at one time, who she chose to be my father. And it wasn't going to be no disrespect going up in there by his child. Okay? So, but yeah, I was always me. And, you know, I can get a little feisty, and I did as a teenager. And, you know, like most teenagers, some disrespect was going on and whatnot, but my mom wasn't having it. And that was but it could have been reversed. It could have been a totally different. She could have been like, you know what? He ain't done nothing for you. I don't care. You should have showed your kids this and that, and then they might would have had more respect for you. Not my mama. You see what I'm saying? So I had an example on what I'm supposed to do for my kids. And you never cut the father out. Because if it weren't for them, there would be no them. If it weren't for the father, there would be no kids. Okay? And if it weren't for that father, there wouldn't be that kid. Don't get it twisted. You're not going to have the same kid by a different man. I don't know what people think, you know. I could have had a baby by anybody. Yeah, you could have, but you wouldn't have had that one. Because that one belongs partly to him. You know. And so we have to make sure that we give them at least the just due as being the half of that child, you know, if nothing else, you know, and that deserves respect in itself. You know, I respect my father just because he's my father. That's it. It won't nothing he did. It won't nothing that, you know, nothing. No money. Sure won't no money. And so I respect him because he is half of me. Or I am, should I say, half of him and half of mama. And so that's why I'm like I am today. I got a little bit of him, a little bit of her, or a whole lot of him, whole lot of her. It's just all blended. It's ridiculous, y'all. My mind be everywhere. Because I got two crazies in me, you know. I just play. Mama sitting over there. I just messing with her. I just messing with her.
We do got crazy in us, though.
Yeah, it is. It is some crazy in us. But, you know, I just wanted to touch on that because I do understand you feel like, because I don't have my baby don't have a father. I got to be the father. I got to be the mother. I'm going to, you know, give him this. I'm going to give him everything I think he would have if he had a father. Y'all know what? Half of the stuff we give kids as single female parents, the father wouldn't have never gave it to them anyway. The father wouldn't have.
So you saying they spoil them?
We spoil them. Mm-hmm. The father wouldn't. Now, especially boys, they wouldn't have. Because they're thinking how they were when they were young. They're thinking how, you know, they would have responded to this and receiving all of this and how they would have been. You know, that's something we can't think about because we don't know. As a growing male child, we don't know what the triggers are to make us sorry. You know what I'm saying? We don't know because, see, I still believe in the man being the head of the household. I still believe that the man should provide. You know, regardless of whatever y'all got going on out here in the world, that's fine. I'm telling you my beliefs, and I understand my beliefs are not appropriate for everybody. I understand that, okay? But what I believe is, on this show, is that the man is still head of the household and the man still should be the provider. Now, if I make my son weak and dependent on a woman, where in that scale is he going to be the provider? Or he going to settle just the fact that she got money coming in and we can live off of her money? Whereas a man will let him know, listen, grandpa will let him know, hey, you got to get out there and work, son.
Absolutely.
You got to make the money. Ain't nothing wrong with treating your girl nice. You ain't got to make her pay for everything. Take her out. I remember, not really I remember, my mama, during my mama time and my grandma times, when the men would save up to take girls out on a date. You know what I'm saying? They knew it was their responsibility to take care of the date. Ain't that right? The women weren't paying for no dates. Because they could get a date from anybody and they knew that they gonna pay for that sandwich that they got from McDonald's.
Not this generation.
You know, but look how different it is now where the girl told my son, let's go Dutch. I am not going Dutch. I ain't going Dutch, especially if you ask me to go out.
I might as well eat by myself.
I can eat alone in any restaurant. I've been doing it for years, honey. I don't care if I had a man. If I wanted to go out and eat at a restaurant, I'd go out and eat at a restaurant. And I mean, I'm talking about collard greens, pork chop. I eat all that by myself. I'm not going Dutch. If you ask me out, be prepared to pay. If I ask you out, I probably will pay, but you got to get me to ask you out first. That's the first thing. When I'm going to ask you out, that's the question. But if you ask me out, you going to pay or I'm going to be sitting by myself. I'm going to tell you that right now. But this is the type of stuff that the men from back then, from yesteryears, would teach these boys. You see what I'm saying? They would teach them that, hey, you got to do this, you got to do this, you got to do this. You got to prepare yourself to be able to take care of your home. You got to do all that. They teach them that. But, you know, and even single women back then, I'm going to tell you something. That tough love was real, honey. That tough love was real because when the mama felt like she going to cut him off, she cuts him off. He goes out there and starts slinging them newspapers. He sure does. He started doing that, don't he? Then the mama. My mama knows. She know back in the day when the mama cut them off, they cut them off. But no, we don't. We cut them. We caught them until they, you know, the college time is over. They might not even go to college. We codded them until college time over. Okay, I'm going to give you 4 more years after you graduate. Don't matter if he going to college or not. We still take care of him.
Tell them, just focus on your education. Focus on school.
We still taking. I mean, y'all, I'm guilty. I'm telling you what I know. It ain't this ain't no book lesson. I'm telling you what I did. My son's spoiled as I don't know what. And what happens is if they don't want it, that's when it's really messed up. Like if my youngest son don't want to go to college, he's so spoiled that he might be a terrible man. But see, he wants to go. He wants to not only go, he want to get away from me. So
you said it, I thought it.
So I'm excited about that because he's ready to become a man in his own world and be independent. And he know in order to do that, he has to make money. And you know where he got that from? It won't because I raised him like that per se, because I spoiled him growing up. Everything he wanted, I got. It's because of the other half of him, what's in him. He inherited that. I got to go out and get this. You see what I'm saying? That's why you respect their parent, their father, because half of them is in your child. You see? That's why. That's why. He saw his father take care of all his kids. His father took care of all his kids. His father had a bunch of kids. I didn't know my baby was just in the number. I was like, you got how many children? You know, he had a bunch of kids. I ain't knocking him because he was a good dad. I ain't got no complaints about it. Let me tell y'all something. I never went to child support to raise his child support. Now, you know that's a good man. I'm just saying. I never went to child support and said, listen, I need more money. Nope. I left them alone. I left them alone. I'm saying that because sometimes, ladies, you get more when you just leave them alone. Stop trying to push and push and push. When they doing good, let them do good. Don't keep pushing. Sometimes you get more when you just leave them alone. Sometimes you be blessed. It might not come more from them. It might just be a blessing from some other way. But you ain't got to keep pushing a man. Keep pushing man until you bring them down. That's ridiculous. Just because they don't want you.
I agree with you on that.
Just because they don't want you. Find somebody that wants you. I'm just saying.
Somebody for everybody.
Don't get mad at these men because the relationships didn't work. Don't start taking it chair. I'm your mama and your daddy. You don't need him. You don't need. Sing that same old crazy song. That's ridiculous. And then inside you hurting. Inside you want the daddy back. You want him to come around. That's why you're saying it. Because you want him to see his face. Don't be mad at me. Don't be mad at me. Because don't nobody know that is what I'm saying is bothering you but you. So please don't be mad at me. Just adjust appropriately. Just adjust appropriately, okay? Make peace with your kid's father. Co-parent. Okay? Let him teach that child something. Okay? And stop teaching these boys that you're the mama and the daddy. Because you're just the mother. And I shouldn't say just, but you are the mother. That's what you are. You're the parent, but you're the mother. Let the daddy be the daddy. Find somebody that can be a father figure to him. If they don't do that, just talk to him on the phone. How you doing this week? What's going on? You know, such and such. Sometimes our kids can talk to other people better than they can talk to us. My kids talk to my mama better than they talk to me. I don't know why, though, because I'm cool as all outdoors. But I don't understand it, but they do. They talk to my mom better than they talk to me. So I'm just asking y'all, rethink what you're saying in front of your kids and what you're putting into their minds. Okay? Let them know who their fathers are. Let them have some type of relationship with them. And just always remember, you're a single female parent. You're a single mother, parent. But you want to make sure that your kids are influenced properly. Take care of your girls. I was focusing mainly on boys because that's what I have. But take care of your girls and watch them. Ask them questions while they're young. Open up that communication relationship where they'll tell you anything. They'll blurt it out. Like I told my mama anything. Somebody touched me, I called her, Mama such touched me. I told her, honey, you couldn't even threaten me enough that I wasn't going to tell. You couldn't say you going to hurt my mama because I had the baddest mama walking around and I knew my mama wasn't going to let you hurt her, so you couldn't threaten me and tell me you going to hurt my mama. I'm telling. I'm telling. So what I'm saying is you teach your child no matter what somebody tell them, you tell, and you're going to protect them. Now, you have to protect them. If you let something go by and you don't protect them, they'll never tell you again. But you protect them on that first time, and hopefully there'll never be another time. You and your child going to have the best relationship growing up. But you teach them that they can tell you anything, no matter what people say, no matter how they threaten them, they can tell you anything. And they will tell you anything. Like me, I tell everything. Everything. Everything that I want to tell. Because guess what? I don't have no fear in me. I ain't scared. And guess what? I ain't scared to die.
That's right.
Is that crazy? I'm not scared. I'm not scared.
I used to be, but...
But because you're not going to take advantage of me, you're not going to take advantage of my children.
That's right.
And I ask y'all to do the same. Love your kids. Love yourself.
That's right.
Love somebody else. But protect your babies. All right? God loves you. I love you. Make sure you love yourself. Go on and love someone else till we shall meet again. May you be continuously blessed. Take care.